I am McIntyre, and I'm here with the author of the one and only Sharon Otenghabun.
Tayo, it's so good to actually hear you call my last name perfectly because most times most people just have a way of merging that. I'm glad. Next one.
Yay, props. Thank you very much, Sharon. Um, Finding the one means everything. It means, seeking out your life partner, someone you want to do life with. And, I use the word partner because in relationships, people don't see it as a partnership. One is wanting to dominate the other, but it's a mutual partnership. I know Christ is the head of the church and the man is the head of the house, but the neck that balances it all is the woman. So, yeah. Men don't do a lot, but they do a lot behind the scenes. It's like they come from an observation point of view. They like to observe. Like I would use okay, we are at the dinner table. It's not about me in the picture now. How are you treating the next person? So men observe, okay, if you are rude to this person, there's a slim chance that when we are not on a good page, you might be rude to me. So you're just being nice to me now because you just want us to reach that goal of a marriage and stuff. So men are observant. They might not just speak out, but they do a lot of observation discreetly, and that's I think the angle men come from. Mentors and coaches that have successful marriages. When you're listening to someone who has had a 30-year successful marriage, you tend to learn a lot. But to make the time to attend these conferences, like women who are very intentional about these things, don't mind men, we're just blunt like that.
I like the word. I like the word you use. You say women are very intentional about these things. Nice. I'm thinking. I'm learning. Okay, like Tayo said, I totally agree with Tayo that it's not as if men don't seek out for knowledge, but they don't do it the way women do. They they what's the word now? um they kind of check for coaching. You can see a man, his mentor is like maybe he's been married for like 30, 40 years, 15 years, or even 10 years, but somebody's just that's just ahead of him, even if it's just one ladder or something, and they go, the way men have a relationship now. I think women are more communal in nature and we are more relational. When God created us, the first thing God gave to us was a man. Okay, like Tayo said, I totally, agree with Tayo that it's not as if men don't seek out for knowledge, but they don't do it the way women do. For coaching, you can see a man, his mentor is like maybe he's been married for like 30, 40 years, 15 years, or even 10 years, but somebody's just that's just ahead of him, even if it's just one ladder or something, and they go, the way men have a relationship now. I think women are more communal in nature and we are more relational. When God created us, the first thing God gave to us was a man. So relationship is, I would say, is more of our thing. Men are more work oriented, even though they want to have a family, they want to do life and all of that. But because of that thing with women, I think it makes it easy for us to seek out for knowledge like this, like read books more. They tend to want to be the one to attend seminars. I don't know if I'm correct. I've not checked it out here, but I think most counselors, I don't know, but most of the counselors I've seen, most of them are women. I don't know if it's true generally, but
It's true,
yeah,
generally. Don't worry.
but most of the ones I've seen, they are women, and so I agree with Tayo, but I also feel like men should make the things that they do more visible for people to know that they are actually doing these things, because I feel like women do theirs and it's just glaring for everybody to see. So if men do these things, I feel like they are doing it. I don't want to use the word secretly, but they are doing it behind the scene. And most times, sometimes we are not aware that they are seeking out knowledge. We are not aware that they even know. And why we come to the conclusion that sometimes our men don't really seek out for knowledge is because we have a lot of people today, or we have a lot of men today that you want to ask, okay, have you read this book? And the answer is always no. Have you know this? And people like no. I remember there was time I was having a conversation with somebody. I'm like, it was just a general conversation. I think it was like a gathering. So people were asking different funny questions. So I'm like, okay, so what's your love language? And the guy had no idea what love language was. He doesn't know who Gary Chapman is, or he has never even heard the team, love language. So I'm like, okay, so where do I start? I'm like, okay, so when somebody likes you, how do you know this person likes you? Or how do you feel loved? So it wasn't like, okay, when somebody has time for me, when somebody does stuff for me. I'm like, okay, so these are the love language. That means already acts of service and quality time. So I was able to, put it in different segment or something for him, and it started making sense. And he was inspired. So I'm sure after that day he will want to read more and know more about it. So yeah.
My dear, have I read any? So now you put me on the spot. That's the truth. Men, the intentionality is not really there for men. To just take
They
deliberate
are
steps
always
towards
working.
learning how. I want to spoil my woman. I want to take good care of her. I want to fly all around the world with her. All these things are good, but you need to learn how to understand a woman, right? But the way men do it is just different from the way a lady expects a man to do it. Men learn from listening to what, like I said in the previous time, listening to their mentors. Okay, you have a 30 years married, 10 years married. What worked for you? That's what my wife did do this kind of thing for me. How can I get over this situation? That's men chats. That's how men chat. You get. How can I get over this situation, my dear? Just listen to your wife, or that she get a house. You understand? One thing I've come to know, what that's the common baseline of all these men with successful marriage. Just listen to your wife. That she, if you want peace, and that is what we want. If you want peace in the house, just listen to her, and what we are listening to is that one. Don't worry, women are not difficult.
Okay, but I feel like there should be a balance. That's where I'm coming from. So it doesn't look like women are the only one that have knowledge of these things, because life can be tough and love is real. We all know that love is real. So I feel like um in as much as women should, but I use the word inspire, maybe yeah, inspire the men. I feel like the men should also seek out for knowledge, so there can be a balance. So you can always have something. You can have a common ground to have conversations. You can have a common ground um of relating with each other. You can understand why I act the way I do sometimes, and I can understand why you act the way you do sometimes. So I feel like we should seek out for knowledge, irrespective of your gender.
So, brothers in the house, knowledge is power. Let's seek knowledge. I will definitely get the book. No doubt, I'll get the book. What Kubo? Kubo. All right. So, guys, the book is on Seller and Kubo. Seller.com and Kubo. Finding the one. No, the one rather. So you see, it's from Sharon Otenghabun. Let's read. Let's learn, and let's make life easier one for the other, because a peaceful. And yeah, yeah, your feedback is important. So let us know what you think about the book. Yeah. You're